Hello everyone, so I am Stella de la Cruz and I am here to explain the objectives of development plan and quality plans, identify the elements of a development plan, identify the elements of a quality plan, discuss the benefits of preparing development and quality plans for internal projects. To describe the various software development models and discuss the differences between them, and explain the different aspects of verification, validation, and qualification for quality assurance activities. And lastly is to describe the model for SQA defect removal effectiveness and cost. Development plan and quality plan objectives. First is to scheduling development activities that will lead to the successful and timely completion of the project and estimating the required manpower, resources, and budget. Second is recruiting team members and allocating development resources according to activity schedules and manpower resource requirement estimates. Third is resolving development risks. Fourth is implementing required SQA activities. And lastly is providing management with data need for project control. Elements of the development plan. First, project products, specifying deliverables. Second, project interfaces. Third, project methodology and development tools. Fourth, software development standards and procedures. Fifth is map of the development process. Six is the project milestones. 7. Project staff organization. 8. Required development facilities. 9. Development risk and risk management actions. 10. Control methods. 11. Project cost estimates. Elements of the quality plan. List of quality goals. Review activities. Software tests. Acceptance tests for software externally developed. Configuration management tools and procedures. Benefits of preparing development and quality plans for internal projects to the organization. First is to reduce risk of market loss due to late arrival of the product. Second, reduce risk of being sued for late supply of products. Third, reduce risk of requesting a budget supplement. Fourth is reduce risk of impairing the firm's reputation. Chapter 7. Describe the various software development models and discuss the differences between them. Software development models are various processes or methodologies that are usually chosen for project development. The development of the project is basically dependent on the goals, targets, full-time, etc. of the projects. The software development model includes detailed plans to include all aspects such as developing, maintaining, transforming, and altering specific software. With each stage being completed and the deliverables being fed to the next stage, the entire process needs to be followed diligently. There are several development models that have been developed to achieve various essential objectives. Models specify different stages of the process and the order in which they are performed. The selection of model has a great impact on the test. This will define what, where, and when our plan test affects regression testing and largely determines which testing techniques to use. Different models have different characteristics that dictate the development team workflow. One model may be better suited for something that will not allow for another, while a good software house should know how to choose the right model that will benefit project delivery and whole collaboration. The V model is very linear process with a clearly defined workflow. However, the V model places more emphasis and validation. Along with the development and testing phases, the validation process may include stages such as unit testing, integration testing, and system testing that are less than focused on in the waterfall model. The main advantage of the V model is its focus on quality control, which allows it to be used by government agencies and large, creates a popular model for bureaucratic industries that cannot afford to make mistakes. In the V model, the life cycle of the developer and the life cycle of the tester are mapped to each other. In this model, the test is done in favor of development. The second model is the spiral model. The focus of this model is on risk assessment. A typical cycle of spiral recurrence lasts for about 6 months. During this time, there are four major activities which are thorough planning, after risk analysis, construction of prototypes, and evaluation of the already delivered part. It combines elements of both design and prototype in stage in an effort to combine the benefits of top-down and bottom-up concepts. This model of development combines the characteristic of prototype model and the waterfall model. The spiral model is preferred for large, expensive, and complex projects. The third model is the waterfall model. The waterfall model is one of the oldest software development models and is based on technologies used in manufacturing and other physical industries. It is a sequential approach in which each step follows the next, without any overlap between the stages. The trick is that before completing each step, before moving on the next step, you will catch bugs before they become a problem. You can also better estimate how long the entire SDLC will take and set aside portion of your schedule and coding for each step in the process. The fourth model is the incremental and iterative. The incremental and iterative model is very much what it sounds like. Instead of taking a linear, sequential approach, this model is more flexible. Developers using this approach can still apply waterfall and V-model techniques, but in small steps, sometimes referred to as mini waterfalls. The RUP, or the Rational Unified Process. The Rational software process was developed by a Rational Software Company, now a part of IBM. It is a flexible model involving both linear and iterative approaches. There are four main stages: perception, illustrations, constructions, and transition. Each of these steps can have multiple iterations. The last model is the XP, or Extreme Programming. Extreme Programming, which prioritizes short development time frames and the continuous integration of software. This means that the development team can respond more quickly to user feedback and release new iteration of the product on a regular basis. Because each development phase takes only 1 or 2 weeks, a large part of XP consists of automated testing process, including unit and acceptance testing. XP requires repeated code reviews, including pair programming, which one developer code while the other looks at their work for accuracy and efficiency. Explain the different aspects of verification, validation, and qualification for quality assurance activities. Validation is an act, process, or instant to support or collaborate something on a sound, authoritative basis. Verification is the act of process of establishing the truth or reality of something, while qualification is an act or process to assure something complies with some condition, standard, or specific requirements. Describe the model for SQA defect removal, effectiveness, and cost. Defect removal effectiveness or efficiency, as used by some writers, is calculated since the latent defects in a software product is unknown at any point in time. It is approximated by adding the number of defects removed during the phase to the number of defects found later, but existed during that phase.